Hi there. My name is Admir, and I'll be your trainer. Welcome to this training on how to do country conditions research like an expert. A few words to start with. I noticed that a lot of people use the terms country conditions or country conditions information or country of origin information or COI interchangeably. So I'll be doing the same thing in this training. So if you hear me say COI, for example, I mean the same thing as country conditions. This is just an introductory note to welcome you to the training and tell you a little bit about myself and how the training is set up. First, a few words about myself. I have a PhD in history, so I'm a historian by training, and I've been a researcher at several universities in Europe and the US. And I've been helping US immigration attorneys for over a decade with their country conditions research needs. I've been a expert witness in US immigration court, and I've trained European asylum officers on how to conduct country conditions research with the use of social science methodology. I love applying my research skills in a context where I feel I can really help someone gain the protection they need. And part of that is personal. I was a refugee myself. I had to flee Bosnia in the 90s with my family. So I really deeply relate to the plight of asylum seekers and refugees. I'm hoping in this training to teach you the skills and methods that I've developed and share with you what I've learned in the last 10 years so that you can feel comfortable and confident that you're doing the very best you can when it comes to country conditions for the benefit of your asylum seeker clients. The training is meant to be extremely user-friendly, and it's meant to guide you step by step on how to do country of origin information like an expert. You don't have to be an expert to really do research like one, so I'll teach you in this training. I'll teach you everything from how you start your research all the way through how you write a persuasive index and everything in between. And hopefully I can teach you how to think outside the box a little bit as you do all this. There are a few limitations with a format like this. It's very hard to distill 10 years of experience and work into one training. I've noticed that this training worked really well when I had 3 full days to work with, in this case, asylum officers who do country conditions research every day. And they got to do a lot of exercises and a lot of interactive, very practical interactive exercises, and that's something I think we just can't do given the context of US immigration law offices. But I just wanted to mention that so that you can keep in mind and be mindful that it takes time and effort to really excel at this. But I do know for a fact that if you do apply what I'm about to teach you consistently, you will absolutely improve the country conditions element of your cases. So in this training, just to repeat, I'll be taking you through very concrete steps on how you start your research to all the way how you present your research before an adjudicator. I'll also be sharing some practical tips and recommendations that I've picked up over the last decade, and I will be using one concrete example from my own work in the training so that you can see how what I'm about to teach you can be applied in a real case scenario. The training is self-paced, so you can work it into your schedule as you see fit. You can download all the lessons and rewatch them. You can download all the PowerPoints, and of course, you can download the research guide that comes with this training. One word about or a few words about the research guide. You can download it again, and I've assigned pages to go with each lesson if you want to go over the guide as you take the lessons. And please note that you can't share any of this material. It's meant strictly for your own use. There's a discussion forum in Trainer Central where you can post any questions or comments to me or to any other student who may be taking this class with you. And of course, feel free to reach out to me directly at any time if you have any questions or concerns. You will need to take and complete one lesson in order to be able to move on to the next. So you need to complete this lesson to move on to lesson number 2. And finally, I want to give you an overview of how the training is set up by going over all the lessons. So in lesson 2, I'll go over what COI is and why it's essential to win asylum cases and other cases, actually. In lesson 3, I'll introduce the ACT FAST method, which is the research method that I've developed and that I'm going to teach you. It's a method that contains 7 steps. In lesson 4, I'll go over the first step of FAST ACT, which is to ask the right questions. Lesson 5 will address the second step, namely to collect the sources to answer your questions. Lesson 6 takes on the third step of ACT FAST, namely to triangulate your client's claims of persecution. In lesson 7, you'll learn the steps of FAST. You learn how to find the information you need in the sources you've collected, how to assess and analyze that information, how to select the most relevant quotes or excerpts from the sources, and how to think about translating terms when applicable. In lesson 8, I'll go over the importance of staying updated. In lesson 9, I'll introduce you to what I think is the best presentation format for your findings and show you how to write a persuasive index in 4 steps. I'll also share some practical writing tips. In lesson 10, I'll try to instill the importance of revising your research and writing. And finally, in lesson 11, I'll wrap up the training and discuss next steps. Okay, I hope you're excited. You can now move on to the next lesson.